shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
It's Fergie. No, it's not Fergie. It's Wagner here teaching you English. Are you ready for a new video? We're gonna talk a lot of shit today. Stay tuned. It's Wagner, like I said, from English with Wagner, teaching you how to learn English more easily. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit thumbs up, also hit the bell so you can get the notifications whenever I post a new video. Well, we're going to talk about the word shit and other words that might be considered rude. But for starters, let's start with the word shit. Is it actually vulgar? Is it rude to use the word shit all the time? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It really depends on who you're talking to, in what context you're using the word shit. So I've got a few examples for you. Sometimes we use the word shit when we don't want to be very specific about something we're doing or something that we have to do. For example, if I want to say I have homework to do, but I have a lot of homework to do, I've got a shitload of homework to do. So instead of using the word a lot of, or the expression, right, a lot of, I could say I have a shitload of homework. And that's okay if you're talking to your friends and if your friends are used to using the word shit, if they don't feel uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. So in that case, shitload is not offensive at all. I wouldn't suggest you use it with your boss, right? I don't know your boss, so maybe it would sound offensive. Or maybe with your coworkers, it might sound quite offensive. But if you know the person very well, I don't see it, why not? Another way to use the word shit is when you're impressed. Let's say, for example, I tell you that I'm going to the Bahamas and I'm going to meet Rihanna, Riri. And then you might say, that's some cool shit, which means that something is really cool. That's awesome. We can also use the word shit when someone is telling you something that is really obvious that everybody already knows. So for example, right now it's January and I could come to you and say, oh, did you know it's January? And you might say, no shit, like really or duh, which is also slang. Duh is also slang. The person might be, it's pretty obvious. I know it's January. I have a calendar. Thanks. So in that case, shit is also not rude. Once again, it really depends on who you're talking to. We have no shit, shitload, cool shit, that's some cool shit. And another example is, instead of using shitload, you could just use shit. I've got so much shit to finish before we go out. Once again, I don't consider it to be a problem. Do we have other words that are considered bad words, rude? We do. I'm gonna give you another example. For example, the word crap. Crap is also negative, but it's not as negative as shit. But it's still considered by a lot of people as a bad word, and you should avoid it. But again, it's cool to use it. I don't see it, why not? So you could say, I've got so much crap to finish before I can have dinner. I'm so tired. It also means I've got a lot of shit to finish, but not as negative, you know, or not as expressive. You're not being so intense when you use the word crap as much as you would be if you were using the word shit. If you don't want to use any of these words, there are other words you can use when you want to express something that you want to do or something that you need to do, and you're not being very specific about the number of things. So you could use the word bunch, you could use the word stuff, I've got so much stuff to do, or I've got a bunch of stuff to do. So in that case, bunch is not rude, neither is stuff, but I'm not being very specific about the number of things I need to do. And if you want to sound more informal when you use the word bunch, you can say a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. I've got a bunch of stuff to finish. So in that case, buncha is when you speak, it's slang and native speakers use it a lot. Or you could just say, I've got a bunch of stuff to do, and the meaning is the same. Here we have a few words that you can use. Two of them are considered rude by many people, but if you want to sound very informal, if you're familiar with that way of speaking, and if you feel comfortable speaking like this, I don't see it, why not? Slang is also good. It helps you to feel more comfortable when you speak in English. And then you might feel that you're actually speaking the language. If you want to get more tips, don't forget once again to subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram, English with Wagner. And write down in the comment section below if you have any questions, if you have any other examples of words that are considered bad and that you use them and people don't find them offensive at all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya. Cheers!